Welcome to Kathy's Coffeehouse. I'm Kathy Ewell, and I'm a singer-songwriter, a survivor, and a mental health advocate. This podcast is my platform to really focus on the mental health issues behind the songs that I write. There usually is, not always, but usually is something I'm working through in my healing journey that comes through in my songs. That's kind of how I work it out. And so I'm going to be presenting to you every month a new song and a lot of different ways to look at it, and what the meaning is behind each of those songs, how I came to write them. And then at the end of the podcast, I will play that song for you and hope that you will be inspired to consider some of the things I think about too for you on your own healing journey.
I'm going home.
Today, I'd like to first focus on the concept of greed. I had, for a great period of time there, noticed that everything was so negative and getting really ugly and pushy and just like morality out the window. And so I decided to take a deep dive on the concept of greed because it seemed like that was so many people's bottom line. What do I get out of it? And that's kind of, it may not be that you keep wanting more and more money, but that your feelings, the way you approach life is a I, me, mine kind of approach rather than finding what you're given back when you actually give. So I took a little deep dive, as I said, and here's a few things that I would like to share with you about greed and how it pushes aside our morality and our ethics way too often, and we cross that bottom line. So, number one, dissatisfaction, perpetual dissatisfaction. If you're driven by greed, then that's the one thing that's going to just keep you going and going. It's never enough. And when you're so focused on it's never enough, you need more, you need new, you need to break it, replace it, get yours first, get your spot in front of the line. Those kinds of behaviors, they're negative. They don't do anything to serve you. You may think in the short term you're getting something out of it, but in the long term, you're really not. It prevents us from being grateful for everything that we already have. And I think when you look at it from a place of what is it you do have? What are you grateful for? It changes everything. It changes your whole perspective. Number two, increased pressure, stress, and anxiety. When you're looking at things like it's not enough, that you've always got to keep pushing to get more and more for yourself, you're stressed and anxious. You're always wondering what's next, or if something's going to get in the way of what you're trying to get. And that's just not, again, going to serve you or your goals, because there are so many other ways that you can ethically and morally accomplish your goals, and you kind of have to figure that stuff out for yourself. Number three, your relationships. When you're prioritizing material gain over growth of relationships, you're missing the whole point of life. It's the people in our lives that enrich us. It's the relationships in our lives that enrich us and help us to learn more about ourselves. You got to get out of your own head and experience other people's perspectives, and it creates growth and satisfaction instead of dissatisfaction. Number four, moral compromise. What is your bottom line? We all need to take a deep look at ourselves and say, what is that line I won't cross? Some people will do anything out of greed and out of wanting to get something that they think they're owed or they deserve. But if you're fighting for it, maybe that's not really the case, and you're pushing hard against something that's not meant to be. So can you go back and reevaluate your goals and your hopes and dreams and get them more in line to a balanced sort of mental health state where you're appreciative of what you have, and it's great to want to be competitive and want more. That's kind of the nature of us as people. We always want to grow, and I guess that means our pocketbooks as well. But to really evaluate what boundaries you have, because that's kind of what the morality part of it is, isn't it? It's having boundaries that say, this is the limits of what I will do to get that or to become that. And if you're using a moral and ethical frame for those boundaries, then you're going to have a much more gratifying sense of accomplishment. And number 5, loss of purpose and meaning. If you're too focused on material wealth, it can overshadow the aspects of your life that really give you passion and purpose. And those are the things that are the most gratifying, more than any number in a bank account or how fat your wallet is or isn't. If you're living a life with purpose and meaning, that is the true wealth. I wrote the song called Bottom Line. And I explore those feelings and thoughts and ideas in this song. And I guess it's kind of a call to action song in a sense, because what I want you to do is what I found useful, and that was to really, evaluate what is it I want. A lot of times there are things I think I want because it looks so wonderful, and when I really take the time to sit down and evaluate what it means if I had it, I think, gosh, I'm really not interested in all of that. Really, what makes me feel fulfilled and passionate is another aspect of that. So that's what I hope in this song I can encourage you to do and give you a few ideas as to how I felt about it. Please leave your comments in the comment section below, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the song, and share your experiences. Have you had any experiences where that came in conflict for you? And again, I'm Kathy Ewell, singer-songwriter, mental health advocate, and survivor, and this is my song, Bottom Line.
Got a dream, thought the shiny stuff was pretty. Turned the devil's door, not a welcome. Never realized the day was true. A lot to be good. Look into the mirror, do you like what you see? Are you staring in the face of your own blood meaning? Into another face of emotional bankruptcy. So tell me what's your bottom line? Could you do the crime enough to lose some time? Think about your bottom line. We climb all over each other proudly until we stumble. Collective heartbreaks not to ground. All goes down in the New York Minute. Walls begin to crumble like it's starting like a moron. Getting cold without all the sparkle. Do you plan to serve a holy dollar? Worship greed like a higher power. She's the devil's disease. So tell me what's your bottom line? Could you do the crime? Would you enough to lose some time? Think about your bottom
Thanks for joining me today. If you like the content, please give me a like, a follow. It really helps us musicians. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And thanks again. Kathy, signing out.